There's a photo of Lena at 8 years old. School photo. She's smiling. But if you look closely, really closely, her eyes don't match her mouth. Her eyes look tired. Not child tired. Not, I stayed up too late tired. The kind of tired that a grown adult recognizes because they've seen it in their own mirror. Lena didn't have a childhood. She had responsibilities. She had roles. She had survival. But she never had a childhood. And if that sentence just made something tighten in your chest, stay with me, because you might not have had one either. Welcome to I Study Behavior, where every week we take a real situation, a real pattern of human behavior, and uncover the truth behind why people are the way they are. This might be the most important story we've ever told. Lena was 8 years old when her mom stopped getting out of bed. Not all at once. It was slow. The way a light dims before it goes out. First she stopped cooking. Then she stopped talking. Then she stopped being a mom. Lena didn't panic. She should have. An 8-year-old should panic when the person who is supposed to protect them simply disappears. But Lena didn't, because Lena had already been practicing for this, for as long as she could remember. She got her little brother dressed for school. She made toast, not because she'd been taught how, but because she'd watched her mom do it 100 times and memorized the movements the way you memorize a script. She packed his bag, checked his homework, made sure he ate. When her brother looked up and asked, "Where's Mom?" Lena said, "She's just tired. She'll be up soon." She said it with such calm that her brother believed her. She said it with such calm that she almost believed it herself. 8 years old, making toast, lying to protect a younger child, holding a household together, and calling it normal. Because she had never known anything else. By the time Lena was 10, she had developed something that most adults spend their whole lives trying to learn. She could read a room the moment she walked into it. Was Dad in a bad mood? Was Mom about to cry? Was there a fight building underneath the silence between two people? She knew, within seconds, every time. But she didn't learn this because she was gifted. She learned it because her survival depended on it. When you grow up in a home where the atmosphere can shift without warning, warm one moment, dangerous the next, you learn to scan. Constantly. The way a sailor watches the horizon for weather. Her friends at school complained about their parents. "My mom won't let me stay up past 10. Lena would nod along. But she never told them that her mom hadn't asked where she was going in 3 months. That no one checked if she'd eaten. That no one noticed when she came home 2 hours late. Lena wasn't angry about any of this. She'd turned anger off. Because anger requires the belief that you deserve better. And Lena had never been taught that she did. At 12, a teacher looked at Lena and said, "You are so mature for your age." The teacher meant it as a compliment. Lena received it as one. But here is what that teacher didn't see. Mature didn't mean wise. It meant exhausted. It meant she had stopped being a child so early that childhood had become a language she once understood but could no longer speak. Mature meant she never cried. Not because she didn't feel pain, but because she had learned that crying cost too much. When she cried at 6, her mom's response wasn't comfort, it was guilt. "You think you have problems?" So Lena quietly filed crying under things that cost more than they're worth. Mature meant she never asked for help, not once, not for anything. She had absorbed a rule so deeply it felt like breathing. Needing people is dangerous. Nobody gave her that rule out loud. Nobody had to. Life had taught it to her, over and over. In 100 small moments, she had never been allowed to grieve. I want you to hold something for a moment. That rule, needing people is dangerous. Lena didn't choose it. She didn't decide it. It was written into her at an age when she had no way to question it. And it is still running. Right now, in ways she doesn't even see. Keep watching. Lena grew up, Of course she did. She became a project manager, organized, dependable, the one everyone leaned on when something needed to get done. Her colleagues called her the Rock. Her friends called her at 2 a.m. when their lives were falling apart. She was always there, always steady, always fine. But at 33, something started to crack. Not dramatically. Lena's life never broke dramatically. It eroded, the way a cliff face wears down so slowly that nobody notices until the edge just crumbles. She couldn't rest. She'd sit on the couch on a Sunday afternoon and within minutes feel a tight, rising panic, like she was forgetting something urgent, like stillness was a trap, like something terrible was going to happen because she had stopped moving for 5 minutes. She couldn't receive kindness. When her partner brought her coffee in the morning, she'd feel a hot wave of something that wasn't gratitude, something closer to suspicion. What do they want? Why are they being so nice? What is this going to cost me? And she couldn't, no matter how many times she sat with the question, figure out what she actually wanted. She knew exactly what everyone around her needed. She could read any room, manage any crisis, hold anyone's world together without being asked. But ask her what she wanted for dinner, and she would freeze. The moment it broke was so small. Her partner looked at her one evening and asked, "What do you need right now?" Lena opened her mouth to say nothing, the answer she had given 10,000 times before, and instead, she started crying. Not gentle tears, not the kind you can blink away, the kind that comes from somewhere much deeper than sadness, somewhere that hadn't been touched in a very long time, somewhere 8 years old. She didn't know what she needed. She had never been asked, and that question, simple, kind, completely ordinary, felt like a hand reaching into a room she had locked at age 8 and never once opened again. And behind that door, a little girl was still sitting there, waiting for someone to notice she was exhausted. Before we go further, I want you to notice what just happened inside you while you were listening to that story. If something tightened, if a moment felt familiar, if you felt something and then immediately pushed it away, that is not coincidence. What you recognized in Lena? That recognition is the beginning of something. Let's look at what it actually means. What happened to Lena has a name. When a child is forced to become the caretaker, the emotional support, the household manager, the person who keeps everyone else together at the cost of their own growing up, that child grows up too fast. Not because they chose to, not because they were strong enough for it, but because there was no one else. There are 2 ways this happens. The first is practical. The child takes on the adult jobs, cooking, paying bills, raising younger siblings, doing the things a parent was supposed to do. The second is emotional, and this one is harder to see. The child becomes the parent's support system, the one who listens to adult problems they are far too young to carry, the one who manages the parent's moods, the one who learns very early that their job is to keep the adults stable, not the other way around. Lena experienced both, and she had no idea either one was unusual, because it was the only world she had ever known. Here is the part that most people never understand. Growing up too fast doesn't just steal your childhood, it freezes it. You keep growing on the outside. You become capable, reliable, impressive, the person everyone leans on. But inside, there was a child who never got to play, never got to cry and be held, never got to need someone and have that need met. And that child is still there, still waiting at the age when everything stopped. This is why Lena froze when she was asked what she needed. It wasn't stubbornness. It wasn't independence. It was a child who was never taught that her needs were allowed to exist. So she genuinely could not find them. You cannot locate something you were never shown you had. And that leads to the pattern most people who grew up too fast carry quietly into every relationship, every job, every friendship they ever have. They cannot accept help. Not because they are arrogant, not because they don't need it, but because somewhere deep in their body, in a place that was shaped long before they could think in words, they learned that depending on people is not safe. The last time they needed someone, that person wasn't there. So the rule was written: do not need, do not ask, do not show the soft parts. This is why compliments feel suspicious, why kindness makes you uneasy, why when someone says, "Let me help you," your first instinct is to say, "No, I'm fine," before they've even finished the sentence. It is not ingratitude. It is not arrogance. It is your nervous system doing exactly what it was trained to do. Protecting you. Using rules written when you were 8 years old. Here is what I need you to hear. Those rules kept you safe when you were small. They were not wrong. They were survival. But you are not 8 years old anymore. And the rules that saved you then are costing you now. So what do you actually do with this? 3 things. 1. Name what happened, without making it smaller than it was. So many people who grew up too fast spend their whole lives minimizing it. It wasn't that bad. Other people had it worse. My parents did their best. All of that may be true, and it is still allowed to have cost you something. The first step is simply this. Say it out loud, even just to yourself. I grew up too fast. I carried things I was too young to carry, and that wasn't okay. You don't need to blame anyone. You just need to stop pretending it was nothing. 2. Practice needing something small. Not a grand gesture, not a full confession of vulnerability, just something small. Ask someone to pass you something. Let someone hold the door. Say, "I'm not sure," instead of pretending you know. Say, "I actually don't want to," instead of going along. These feel impossibly small. They are not. Every time you let a small need exist without apologizing for it, you are rewriting a rule that was written in you before you had a choice. That is not small at all. 3. Learn to rest without earning it first. Children who grew up too fast believe, in their bones, that rest must be deserved, that stillness is dangerous, that if you stop moving, something terrible fills the space. So the practice is this. Sit still for 5 minutes and do nothing productive. Don't scroll, don't plan, don't justify it. Just rest. It will feel uncomfortable. That discomfort is not a sign you're doing it wrong. It's a sign you're doing exactly the right thing. Teaching a part of you that has been on duty for 20 years that it is finally allowed to put it down. Lena didn't fix herself overnight. That is not how this works, and anyone who tells you otherwise is lying. But she did start doing one thing differently. When her partner asked what she needed, instead of saying, "Nothing," she started pausing, just for a moment, long enough to actually check. Sometimes the answer was still, "I don't know." And she learned to say that too. She learned that, "I don't know what I need" is not a failure. It's an honest answer from someone who was never taught to ask the question. And slowly, not all at once, but slowly, that locked room started to open. Not with a dramatic key, with a breath, a pause, a small, deliberate act of letting herself be a person instead of a function. The 8-year-old who had been holding everything together finally had someone taking care of her. Lena herself. If something in this story felt familiar, if you recognized even one moment of Lena's life, I want you to do one thing. Leave a comment. Just one word or one sentence. Something you carried as a child that you were never supposed to carry. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to justify it. Just name it. Because naming it matters more than you know. And if someone in your life needs to hear this story, share it with them. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do for someone is show them they were never alone in what they went through. Subscribe to I Study Behavior for a new story every week. Real situations, real patterns, the truth behind why people are the way they are. I'll see you in the next one. The video right there is called Why You Procrastinate, and it has nothing to do with laziness. If you grew up too fast, there's a very good chance you also struggle to start the things that matter most to you. Not because you're lazy, but because something much deeper is running underneath it. That video explains exactly what it is. It's right there.